Okay, so this is just a quick video I'm doing just to show what it is that the Israelis are saying in relation to what's happening with Hamas in Palestine. And so what you'll find is that when you listen to news reports, each news report will bias what they're telling you according to I suppose what they want to convince you of, and who people who pay for that sort of particular channel or whatever, they will have an agenda. But what I did is I found this while searching. I found this report in the Jerusalem Post. So now, of course, this is, reporting from Jerusalem. So you'd think you'd get like a pretty reasonable, indication of what's going on there, since it is from the same area. And this is a bit old because I was going to do this previously, but I just, been doing other things. But I thought I'd better at least get it out at some point. So this was updated as the 8th of March 2025. And so all it is telling you about the different things, that the Israelis are thinking of doing. And you can see where they've sort of leveled some of the place there. And so it's just reporting on some of the, options that they have. But the reason why I wanted to show you this is because at the bottom, as you've noticed, it's got 219 comments. And when you actually read these comments, this is actually what the people living in the area actually want to happen to Hamas. And so you'll actually get a real, indication of what it is that they actually want. So let's have a look and see what they're saying. So we have this one. I notice it's sorted by best, so I think the one with the most upvotes. So essentially, the one with the most upvotes says, the problem with this plan is that it still leaves the door open for a substantial percentage of Hamasstanians continuing to live there. Israel must level what remains of Gaza. Even terrorists cannot rule over 123 square miles of rubble without power or water. Permitting even 50% of the population to remain will lead to Hamas reforming and consolidating its stranglehold. The growth of bacteria is an appropriate metaphor. So notice that this guy, as you can see, someone called Cable Dave, basically is giving the most popular opinions. He's got the most votes. So you can see this is what they actually want to happen. Let's see what the reply says. So from Linda Baggio says they are already rearming and regrouping the areas supposedly cleared by IDF. It reminds me of the parable in Mark's Gospel of the man cleansed of devils, who, when he left Jesus, the devils returned as nature. And I think something just happened. And the mind bore a vacuum. So, next guy says, airstrikes and assassination are one of the tools for winning a war. In this case, a necessity, it should say, but insufficient tool. To win, Israel needs to clear the majority of land in Gaza and to cut the remaining land into easy-to-raid islands. So yet again, and he says, whether the population is then evacuated to Indonesia or remains but the land is settled, that will be victory. The sooner Israel starts, the sooner victory will come. So you notice, he's got 19 thumbs up. So it's the brutal ones that are getting the bigger ones, although there's this one with 133, but he's got 5 thumbs down. So he says, let me Israel Bruce. Let's see. Mistreated America and Israel supplies with electricity and water, until recently with food. It says, never before in the recorded annals of warfare has a war been fought like this. No wonder it's gone on for 17 months. Yeah, it's true. So, and he's at 133 because he just doesn't get it. So the reply is, yeah, and you can see. So what I'm just showing is that these, you can see exactly what they want. So the fact that they're being, in a way, the population, the people obviously just want it to be over quick. But of course, that would mean, sort of doing it the hard way. But you can definitely see that the people are getting fed up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put because it would take me too long to go through all of these comments. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link is going to be in the description. So if you just go to it yourself and just read through these stories, and you'll see what the real opinion is. And then, what I'm just going to end off by saying is that if you want to actually see what's really going on in any place, you really just have to find the local reports of that particular place. Because I remember a time when BBC were talking some rubbish about Mugabe years ago. And so I thought, rather than listen to what the BBC are saying, let me actually go and find some local Zimbabwe person. And I managed to find some posts who were showing that life was normal there. So all the BBC were just talking rubbish because the actual people in Zimbabwe were living normally. And there was some guy putting up some posts where he's had pictures of what people were doing. And there were even some European guys there who were walking around. They weren't getting killed. And so it showed that the BBC was just talking nonsense. And that's the thing about it, is that you have to be careful about what happens, what they're saying in a lot of these, these new reports. And really, you just have to go and find something local, see what they're saying, and that will just get you closer to the truth.